Hey everybody, Adam Savage, bouncing. Adam Savage here in my cave answering questions from tested patrons. And today's comes from Christopher Emrich. And Christopher says, is there a cosplay you have seen recently at the conventions that has used some technique you now want to try? It's been con season. The lack of cons through all of 2020 and a goodly portion of 2021 means that I have done, I think, 7 cons since mid-August. It has been a lot of travel. I've met a lot of fans. It has been great. I've made some great friends at these cons, and it's been really nice. And it has been fantastic to see the cosplays that people have been working on. Things I've seen on cosplays recently that I wanted to try. In New York, I met up with my great friends, who I am also intensely admirers of, Calbut Crunchy, the cosplaying duo Regan and Scone. Every time I see them, they're just showing off the most incredible constructions. And in this new video, which will include a link in the comments below, Regan does this beautiful Baroque dress with a bunch of custom embroidery, like super embroidery, gold embroidery filigree all over it. And I didn't know you could do, I knew you could do that sort of stuff with an embroidery machine. I hadn't thought through what you could get done with it. So looking at that opened my eyes to new possibilities with embroidery machines. And apparently, since I bought my embroidery machine, which is about 4 years ago now, they are much better at taking designs from you instead of having some library that you can only use. That was the case with my embroidery. In order to sideload your own designs, it was a real shit fight, and that made me crazy. Here's a note to machine manufacturers. Don't give me a walled garden of content to make with your dumb machine. Let me put anything I want into it, okay? Can we make that deal? Can we do that? Thank you. Other techniques. I have seen some incredible painting. A lot of the attention that cosplay gets is because of its physical form. And you see wonderful cosplayers like Calbut Crunchy and Beverly Downen doing incredible things with lightweight materials like foams and plastics and warbler and getting just unbelievable. The Paladins of cosplay also showing off some incredible armor, and that's another video we'll include the link to below. But what often gets overlooked in the discussion, I think, in the general public, is the paint jobs on these constructions. Because painting can sometimes be half or even way more of how the thing lands to the audience than just the physical form. I mean, so much happens in the painting. And it's not like cosplayers are ignoring this at all. I just think that when the public sees like one of these giant armors from, I don't know the games, I'm sorry, but like, you know, the giant armors from anime and from video games, that they think, wow, look at that huge, it looks huge, it looks really heavy, and it's super lightweight. And that is one aspect, but the other thing is, like, it looks like it's made of metal, rusty metal, it's beautiful. Or, as I saw in Florida, a cosplayer showing me this winged form where she had done these really simple acrylic slashes on it that added so much depth to it. Clearly, she had this incredible knowledge of paint and depth and was using that to basically double the elaborateness of her foam constructions. It was an amazing thing to see. It was like a magic trick because from a distance, it looked incredibly complex. And when you got up, you saw that it was simpler, but the paint was adding so much to it. This year, for my cosplay, I achieved a real milestone for me with the painting, which is of the my Iron Man Mark I suit. I think it's the best paint job I've ever gotten. And it doesn't hold a candle to some of the stuff that I saw out there in the world among cosplayers. I've seen a lot more cosplayers, and they really seem to have been started by the 501st and the Mandalorian mercs, using comms to be able to speak more clearly. So they have like a voice. The Stormtroopers all have that Stormtrooper voice. The Mandos have that Mando voice. And that's great for the costume and the character, but it's also really nice to be able to hear someone in their costume when they're speaking. I just completed a set of spacesuits, a pair of spacesuits, and it's the first time I've put both a microphone inside that allowed me to speak to people outside using a little PA speaker. In addition to the comms I had going out, I also had plug-in noise-canceling earbuds, which I didn't even know you could buy until I looked it up. $20 for a pair of these, plugged right into a little cheapo microphone that's like, you know, I guess for people to hear better. It's not a very dynamic solution for hearing better. It's a $24 solution to hearing better, but from the inside of a costume, having comms both in and out, and they were two separate systems. That's what I loved about it. The earbuds went right to a microphone mounted to the front of the camera. The microphone I had inside went to a speaker outside, so I had no feedback between the two systems. They're just two completely easy turnkey systems, and both were relatively inexpensive. I got that idea from cosplayers. I saw several executions of Ben Eadie's wonderful chainmail out there among cosplayers. People are doing more and more impressive stuff with the Cricut. Yeah, I think that covers a goodly portion of some of the technologies I've seen. Wow. Okay, no, there is one more. There is one more. Where was this? At one of the cons, I'm so sorry I don't remember, but again, 7 cons since mid-August. At one of the cons, I met a General Grievous. Yeah, I think many of you know what the General Grievous I refer to. It is a General Grievous where the operator is behind Grievous inside his cape. It was such a beautiful thing. So he's operating like an 8-foot tall Grievous, and he's hidden inside the cape. And I love this so much. I love the idea of live puppetry like that. And I did a little bit of this at New York Comic Con back in 2019 with my No Face cosplay, with the, what did you do? The lips and the tongue that I built for No Face. But the Grievous, it makes me think of some really interesting cosplay solutions like Bunraku, where you're dressed all in black and puppeting a character in front of you. Yeah. The Grievous opened my eyes. And apparently he's been doing it for years and refining it every year. And in the stage I saw it in, it's a fairly highly refined piece. It's an incredible solution. And it's one that makes my brain go, ooh. So, yeah. It's been really inspiring to be out there and seeing what people have been building. Christopher Emmerich, thank you so much for your question. If you'd like to know how to support us and become a tested patron, link is in the comments below, as are links to my No Face cosplay and some of the costumes that I've mentioned on here. Maybe not all of them, because sometimes it's hard to go find these old photos, but thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Adam Savage in my cave, and I will see you next time.